I'm such an idiot, guys. I really am. Can everybody hear me? For some reason, my stupid mouse isn't going to work now. Like, yeah. The artist formerly, we're doing a pregame for Old Fashioned Ways. Thank you so much, Doc, for hanging out with us. But yeah, no. Yeah, it's supposed to. The background is Goonie-esque. So, all right. So we're going to do two things already. We're going to get started on it right now. I am going to do hashtag. Oh, not that one. All right. Let me go to here. It's been a minute since I've done this, guys. So there we go. We're going to get it. All right. We're doing hashtag Irish. Hashtag Irish. And that will be a flight of Irish whiskeys. We're doing it straight out of the box. Too early to drink, Dave. Come on. It's 4:30. It's a little early, but it's not, and I'm going to let everybody know that I am actually going to release this as a podcast for this coming weekend. So any of you who are listening or watching this after all of the giveaways are done, everything is, it's all over basically. So let's talk about let's get something in the glass. Let's do that first. I have quite a plethora of Irish whiskeys, but they're not your typical Irish whiskeys that most people go to. So I'm gonna pull one out, and this will be in the flight. All right. So what I have for y'all today, I'm gonna make myself a little bigger. Hashtag Irish. There we go. I have Teeling Irish whiskey, and this is a single barrel rum cast finished Irish whiskey coming in at 46% alcohol. Cork pop. I am going to do the smallest of pours because we're going to have a couple. I'm not going to do, like even 1 ounce pours. So Teeling, I don't normally go towards Teeling a whole lot. But this one was actually a gift to me from somebody. It's for the Notre Dame. I don't know. It's actually pretty good. So, rum cast finished Irish whiskey. Now it is a Irish whiskey. So it's a blend of both, it could be pot still, it could be single malt, or, what they call single grain whiskey, which is basically just distilled higher. You guys know by now. So on the nose, it's light. Some apple. Locktar, thank you for coming up. My stupid. Thank you, Locktar, for being here. Dave Vogel saying, thank you. Bourbon Lover. Oh, I clicked on Dave Vogel saying again. Quit talking. Bourbon Lover, thank you for being here. Good Lord. Soup of the day. Whiskey served with iced croutons. There you go. See? Oh, Locktar, I just opened. And if you guys aren't doing hashtag Irish, it will be a flight of Irish whiskeys. It's going to be 5 different Irish whiskeys, and this one will be included. This is the Teeling Irish whiskey finished in a rum cask. So let's get a little sip of it, and let's see if the rum actually comes through. If you can see the color on it, I mean, I literally have a dribble in there, right? Because I'm not trying to get schnocker, because I got to make it through Doc's Live still tonight and be able to function. So, we're just getting a little one on. And then we'll talk about what's in the glass and the glass itself. So not a whole lot on the nose. It's apple, maybe a little bit of like honeysuckle or something, some sort of floral note. All right, let's get it on the taste. Cheers to everyone out there. I hope you have a great St. Patrick's Day. We're actually going to talk about St. Patrick's Day, the real meaning behind it. We're going to get into some news. We have a duck race at the end. We're not going to talk about that for right this second, but we do have a duck race at the end. All right. Yeah, Doc and Bourbon Hall are live tonight. Hey, Torup, thanks for being here. Michael Bortner, thank you so much for being here. And Tom Black, you were late, but you were early too. So, no, thank y'all all so much for hanging out with me. Hashtag Irish, you'll get a 2-ounce sample flight of a couple of Irish whiskeys. I'm going to show you after we sipped on this one. We just have the Teeling Irish whiskey finished in a rum cask. So, and then, so we got a lot to talk about tonight, and really we don't. We're just kind of hanging out. We are just kind of hanging out as well. I haven't been live since the first of the year, so I thought I would do it. I was actually going to do it Friday, and then it turned into a thing. Anyway, long story short, we're doing it live. Thanks. Okay, you're a fan of Scotch, but haven't done much Irish. So, Tom Black, let me explain that to you. Like, Irish is very similar, but it's also, I feel like a lot of Irish, and we'll get into some other Irish here later, that is a little bit different. Like the Irish, like the Teeling, Green Spot, all of those, even Redbreast, like Lochtar said, they're very approachable whiskeys. They're very light in their flavor profile. I hate to call most of them a background whiskey. You know, they don't really stand up and like take notice. But we're going to talk about one here in a minute that, will knock your socks off if you have socks on. So let's also talk about something else that is going to be given away with the duck race. Let me finish off this. And that is none other than the Glen. Yeah, we got new Glens. Off-topic whiskey Glen with the duck race at the end. Well, and you're probably thinking, well, what are we doing a duck race for, right? What are we doing a duck race for? Well, oh my Lord, my Lanta. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. This is stupid. Why are we doing this? You know? All right. So if we do this one, for every $5 donation to the Venmo up there, it's Fredericksburg Plumbing. I don't have one for the channel. Shut up. It's for my business as well. For every $5 entry you do, you will get a brand new, hot off the presses, off-topic whiskey Glencairn. If you are in the Patreon paid tiers, you are already getting a shipment of this. So just understand that. And also we're not giving away, but you will have a chance to win. Yes, it's an Irish whiskey, but this is Clonakilty Irish whiskey finished in Garrison Brother Balmoral casks. This came out in late 2023. I actually already drank a full bottle of this, and it was absolutely fantastic. It's great whiskey coming in at 56.8% alcohol. This is not your grandma's Irish whiskey. So understand that. So for every $5 donation, we will do that. Yeah. So Clonakilty, they are on the Pacific coast, doing stuff a little bit different. They are sourcing, but yet they are also doing some of their own stuff as well. The older age stated stuff is sourced, but a lot of it is mixed of sourced and their own stuff. It's very light, but this one has a little bit more of a backbone to it, so to speak. All right. Let me check something real fast. All right. We are good to go. All right. So let's, all right. Well, we've already got a couple in. And so that will be the duck race at the end will be the paid tier, and everybody in the Patreon who is in the paid tier of the Patreon, they already get tickets into the duck race. That's just my way of giving back to the people who give back to me. So, hey, Rough Spirits, how are you, sir? Marshall, Long time no see. We're drinking some Irish whiskey. I know you like some Irish whiskey, right? I need to have Marshall on the show. Let's do a little roll call still. We got Sawdust and Coffee. How's it going? Locktar, Poor Decisions, Dave, all the rest of the guys, you know them. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I will get those in during a little break that I'm gonna do. One of the other things that we are here to talk about tonight is for my buddy Doc Martinez over at Old Fashioned Ways. He has a barrel pick that is live right now. Oh, some Irish rum. Okay, that's actually pretty cool too. Killoween actually does an Irish rum too. I don't know if it's that one, but anyway, moving on. Doc Martinez has a barrel pick of Whiskey Tree. It's actually 2 separate barrels, one finished in Calvados, one finished in Cognac. I am thinking about, and you guys let me know in the comments down below, I am thinking about actually I did a video for Doc, just for Doc on my phone. It was really not, it was not great, right? It was not the highest quality, but I gave my thoughts on the said whiskeys that he sent me some very small samples of. I don't have any more. I drank through it, but let me tell you, those whiskeys, and Doc, if you're still in, I know you're preparing for your live. If you're still in, put the links to where they can go purchase that. He is doing a giveaway tomorrow that if you purchase a bottle online, you get into a raffle to win either a Stag, an Eagle Rare 12, or a Thomas H. Handy 2025. So yeah, it's really cool. I love supporting Doc and everything that he's doing, because he's supported me for this long. So I appreciate that. All right. So we already went through the first. I have a dribble left in here. So we're going to have one more little pour. We're already 17 minutes in. I know it was 5 minutes of beforehand stuff, but I have a hard stop at 6 p.m. So, whatever that is, your time, hour and a half, basically. Poor Decisions pairing just came from there. They were able to go over there and hang out with them. So that's cool. And here's the link for a Google Doc to where you can buy a bundle pack and actually save money, or you can buy each individual one however you want. We're just trying to help a brother out a little bit. Okay, so let's get into our second pour, and this will be in the hashtag Irish right there. Hashtag Irish. If you guys are new in the channel, hashtag Irish for a flight of Irish whiskeys. The first one we did was the Teeling rum cask finish. Then the second one we're going to do is going to be the Powers 3 Swallows. Now, this is I'm doing the lighter whiskeys first for a reason, right? I'm doing the lighter whiskeys first for a reason. This is a single pot still Irish. We'll talk about that in a minute. And this one was, what is it? 44%, 42.2%. This one is actually really pleasant. I know a lot of people like it. So anyway, so Powers doing really cool things. They are a fairly large brand. You might not know about them, but they're fairly large. All right, so let's talk about single pot still whiskey for a second. Single pot still whiskey is just that. It's made in a pot still. No, it's actually a little more than that. It is a percentage. It doesn't have to be a predominant grain or not. A percentage of unmalted barley in the mash bill. So normally there's no normalities in Irish whiskey. They're trying to change the legislature and all that stuff on it. But anyway, just understand, let's say 51% malted barley, and then 50%, 49% unmalted. I don't think it's normally that high. And normally it's about 30%. So they'll do, say, 65% and then the rest unmalted barley. And that was a twofold thing that they did, but they've realized that it gave it a really good flavor. So let's get into that flavor, and then we're gonna stop this this hashtag, and we'll go from there. Let me get me back on there. Thank you, Doc, for putting your link as well. Now, this one is a little more green apple. And it also has, right now, has like a licorice note, not black licorice, but like red licorice, red vines maybe. It might just be me. You know, I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's early, right? So we're doing this early so that we can go to Doc's after this. Doc said we could spend the night, so whatever. That is really good. It's really soft. And remember, guys, if you buy a bottle, you get 5 entries into the giveaway. And if you buy the bundle, which is both bottles, you get 20 entries. And that is going to be live tomorrow that is happening. So get in there if you want a bottle. And the thing is, a lot of people don't know Whiskey Tree, right? So, but it is absolutely fantastic whiskey. Calvados finished and cognac finished. So some really great stuff out there. But back to this Powers. On the nose, that red vines is really coming through for me. It's almost a little waxy as well. Like it has that waxiness. You know how sometimes it has that like waxy coating on it? Similar to that. All right. Yes, make sure you hit the thumbs up, please, and subscribe. I am getting a small uptick of subscribers, and I appreciate that. We're on the road to 1,000, which is absolutely fantastic. At the 1,000 subscriber mark, I am going to open a 1984 Wild Turkey decanter bottle, and we are going to drink it. I'm going to sample it out to people. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get back over to here. I cannot believe that all right, we have 9 entries and 10 people in. So I'm going to give it one more second and then we are going to run this race. But I'm going to show you guys, after we run the race, the other whiskeys that'll be in there. Or do you want me to show y'all now? Let me show you now what they are. So obviously it's a sample, and these are 2-ounce samples of the Teeling Rum Cask Finished. And then a 2-ounce sample of the Powers 3 Swallows. And those are the lighter whiskeys, you know, whatever. And then there is, speaking of Clonakilty, there's Clonakilty Irish whiskey. This is a Whiskey Mentors pick called My Sherry Amore. This is a sherry finished Irish whiskey coming in at 57.1% alcohol. Really good stuff, obviously. And then, not last and not least, we have 2 Stacks Irish whiskey. This one finished in an apricot brandy cask. And this one is coming in at 63.1%, 63.2%. Anyway, absolutely fantastic. And my go out pour. Okay. Tom Black says that he's been searching for a decanter with the owl. I don't have that one. This one has the turkey with a bunch of baby turkeys around it. It's pretty cool. So my go out pour, and you will receive the rest of it because I'm going to put it. It's a little more than 2 ounces. So I'll drink some, and you'll still have 2 ounces of it. Is the Dram in a Can from 2 Stacks, but this one's special. This one, I got to turn my light on. It's the thing, you know, age is a thing. Thanks, Marshall. So this 2 Stacks is 22-year-old single malt that is finished. No, it's second fill bourbon barrel matured. 22-year-old, exclusively canned in 2024 for the Friends of Irish Whiskey in Finland to celebrate the Society's 25th anniversary. This is at 54% alcohol. So understand that's going to be freaking amazing. And we're going to crack that open when we get ready to leave here. So let's go ahead and do this hashtag. I'm going to give it like 2 more seconds. If you're just popping in, hashtag Irish to get in there, and we'll go from there. And then we're going to go into some news. We're going to talk about some whiskey news, and then we're going to just keep going. I can't thank y'all enough for hanging out with me today, whatever it is. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and run this. We have 9 entries in, and then it is so windy here at the house. Like stuff's like blowing over outside as a tornado or something. I don't know. Let's go. Oh God. Ah. Whew. Almost forgot to share it. Doc. Yeah, so good job. Good job, Doc. Cheers. How's it going, Scott? Congrats, Doc. Congrats. All right. So let's okay, we've gone through that one. Now I am going to pour. One of the other things that we're going to do tonight is I got a couple of other bottles. They're not Irish at all, but I really want you guys to have a sample of them because I feel like they're different and unique. So one of the bottles that I was able to procure was none other, yeah, you saw it already, was none other than the Garrison Brothers Bottled in Bond. Now, this is a 6-year-old bottled in bond thing. I've already opened it and done a review. It's coming out next week, maybe. Anyway, so that will be in a future, not future, like later on today, giveaway for free, 2-ounce sample of that as well. And my buddy Locktar, who was in the chat, he was able to procure me a bottle of Samuel Maverick, I can't turn it enough, the Rodeo Edition. This is a double-barreled bourbon. It's a little over, it's like 4.5 years old, and already popped it as well. So you'll be seeing a review on that very soon. This one is coming in at 61.2% alcohol, bottle 38. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I just want to give people some of that. You know what I mean? But tonight we are playing for a $5 donation to the Venmo. Will put you in the running for a bottle of Clonakilty finished in Garrison Brothers Balmoral casks, coming in at 56 or 58.8% alcohol and a brand new Glencairn. So that's just my way of saying thanks. Well, not thanks. You're donating. So it's anyway. Speaking of Clonakilty, let's get into this Clonakilty that you'll be able to get. That Doc's going to get a sample of. This one is the My Sherry Amore. Let's cork pop it. Oh, that was a weak cork plop because there's not a whole lot in there. But this one obviously is darker, has more into it, and then we're going to talk about news. Okay. Brian, you just missed a giveaway, but there's going to be another one, and $5 Venmo gets you in on a Clonakilty finished in Garrison Brothers Balmoral cask. So whoever's ready for that. All right, let's talk some news. I'm going to come over here. As you guys well know, Uncle Nearest is currently embroiled in high-stakes legal battles involving $163 million debt allegation of financial fraud. And a court order received the founder Fawn and Keith Weaver for operational control. Here is the newest developments of this ongoing saga that hurts my heart, and I'll tell you why. Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z got in there, and we all know that him and P. Diddy are good friends, so he's a great guy, right? Recent court filings of March 2026 alleged that the Weavers orchestrated a scheme to hide $20 million from Jay-Z's venture capital firm, Marcy Penn. The lender, Farm Credit Mid-Atlantic, claims the funds were moved through an undisclosed bank account to keep them from being snatched by the bank. That is called laundering. So there's that. The court-appointed receiver, blah, 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 declared the company insolvent in February 2026, warning that it would collapse in 60 days without continued bank funding. He estimated the brand's true value to be roughly $100 million, a significant drop from the $1.1 billion valuation previously touted by Fawn Weaver. So basically they were hyping up, like I see there's a RNDC truck that drives around, which we all know that Republic has its own issues. And on the side of it, it says Uncle Nearest voted best whiskey in the world, voted best blah, 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 blah. So an emergency motion was filed in late February 2026 to sell the company's Martha's Vineyard property, because, every distiller needs a house in Martha's Vineyard, for approximately $2.6 million to satisfy the creditors. The receivers also looked at a French cognac distillery, Saint Martin, and other non-core assets. Fawn Weaver has countered to receive its damages brand, citing that Uncle Nearest now is underperforming in the whiskey market. It's at 18 point whatever percent. Is it not going to let me? Okay, yeah, there we go. The district judge expected to rule soon on whether to expand the receivership and give them commissioned assets. Despite the legal turmoil, Fawn Weaver has remained highly visible, appearing as a guest judge on ABC's Shark Tank in March of 2026. And she's announcing plans for a book, The Attempted Heist of Uncle Nearest. Oh my God. Let me holler at you real fast. Psych man, you're here. Appreciate you. Uncle Nearest is a legacy, not the brand is not legacy, but Uncle Nearest himself is the backbone of Tennessee whiskey. And it is family, and this is what really sucks. It is family that is destroying that name's legacy because they got greedy, they got selfish, they got all the things. This is my opinion, obviously. They did all the things, and then guess what? They got bit in the ass by it, right? They did because of their own stupidity. And laundering money and having a house in Martha's Vineyard, stealing money from Jay-Z and all of this stuff. It's like, what are we doing? I appreciate you, Marshall. I appreciate you, brother. You don't need the whiskey. I got a rum in the house that I need to give you. Actually, I thought we were going to be at the chili cook-off together, but we need to meet up so that I can give you that said rum because I think you're going to like it. It has pee in it. It's weird. Anyway. Anyway, so let's talk about more news because this Uncle Nearest thing is it's really sad. It really is. Not so much for the brand. I could care less about the Uncle Nearest brand, but for the legacy of Uncle Nearest because, it just kind of sucks. So here's some major industry news, and you guys might already know this or heard it from somebody else, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you anyway. Four Roses has sold to E&J Gallo a massive $775 million deal. The Japanese owner Kirin has agreed to sell it to the wine giant Gallo Winery. The deal is expected to close in the second quarter of 2026. Now, is that going to do anything to Four Roses? I don't know. We'll see. Whistlepig founder, spiritual revival gift. This one I have a lot to say about. Raj Peter Bhakta, founder of Whistlepig and Bhakta Spirits, has offered a gift of $200 million to college campus in Vermont to a religious institute that shares his vision for a spiritual revival of Western civilization. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Anyway, so there's a industry analysts are noting that bourbon slowed down with the investors swelling. Prices began to stabilize. Hyper growth from the last decade has actually cooled off. I don't know if you guys know the Ingram Distillery. They are located in Columbus, Kentucky. This distillery is prepared to open tours on a floating barrel house in April 2026. It is the only whiskey in the world aged entirely on the water in the grain barges. Whatever. Everybody's got to have a gimmick, right? And that's fine. Cave City Distilling, a veteran-owned distillery, is set to open a new full-scale production facility in Tour Center in Cave City, Kentucky, later this year. Students at the University of Kentucky released their second annual Wild Cast blend for this month, a 100-proof bourbon combining barrels from Jim Beam, Four Roses, and Bardstown Bourbon Company. So it's just a blend that they're doing. So let's talk about new whiskey bourbon releases that are coming out in the next month or so for March. Maker's Mark, the Steward release, is the third installment of the wood finishing series. It's going to come out at about $74.99. And then Heaven Hill is coming out with their Heritage 22-year, a rare ultra-aged, 129.2 proof Kentucky straight bourbon, MSRP $319.99. Michter's 10-year, the latest batch of their highly sought-after 94.4 proof single barrel at $195. Yeah. Okay. 94 proof and $195. No, sir. Woodford Reserve Derby 152 is to commemorate a bottle with featured artwork by Anne Murray. $50. I mean, if you collect the painted ones, it's kind of cool. Jack Daniel's McLaren F1, a limited edition, 86 proof, celebrating McLaren's 1000th Grand Prix, $34.99 for a liter, and barrel Black Label 18-year finished in a Cabernet Sauvignon and Sauterne barrel. It says highly premium. So whatever that, they don't even know what the thing is. So here's some American single malts that are coming out in March. Virginia Distilling Company has a compilation of Old Rasputin with finished in a Russian Imperial Stout barrel from the North Coast Brewing Company. That sounds good. And Virginia Distilling Company is coming out with their first cigar blend, a 7+ year mix of PX, port, Cabernet, and cognac casks. That sounds fancy. Boulder Spirits, I just had them on the show recently. They have a new American single malt. It is a 92 proof, aged in new charred oak, blended with Scottish techniques and American matured. Just sounds like their standard offering. And one of the big ones for me is the Lost Lantern Spring 2026 collection, a high-low series featuring curated single cask pairings at varying proofs. So you'll be able to try one at 130 proof and something similar to that at 100 proof, right? So one of the other ones that kind of intrigued me was Bullet. Yeah, Bullet. They just released a mesquite smoked malt. Yeah, I don't know. A new smoky entrance to the category from a major brand. What you think? Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that one sounds really good. Sounds really good. All right, let's get into this Clonakilty. And thank you guys so much for the Venmos and all the Patreon. You've already got per tier entries in that. That's definitely sherry forward, but there's not anything there that's off-putting. Man, that's really nice. All right. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about was, what was it? I forgot already. No, I didn't forget. I'm trying to check my Venmo real fast. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know why it won't let me just find, you know what I mean? It's very strange. It's very, very strange. Anyway, moving on. Oh, who else? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of that Lost Lantern stuff is, there's one in there that's from Days Defile. That is 156 or 58 proof. I'm just like, holy crap. How do you even do that? You know what I mean? There we go. I found it. I'm stupid. All right. Let me real fast put these names in the duck race. And if you want to be into the duck race, is all you got to do is every $5 entry to the Venmo gets you a chance to win the Kelowna Kilty finished in a Garrison Brothers Balmoral cask and a new Glen. Let me do these real fast. There's not a lot. Okay. I wish I had some background. I did it like a dummy. Who else? What am I doing? Wow. Anyway, it's fine. One more. All right. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Oh, yeah. Buffalo bourbon. That's really cool. The issue, and this isn't an issue, but the issue with Lost Lantern is the bottles run normally right around $100. So that's a pretty big investment. But if you can make it work, then yeah, it's definitely. I definitely pick up the bottle. And they have so many different barrels from different people that you can find something that's going to be really good. Yeah, they are pricey. Yeah, they just had a baby, so they're I actually tried to get them on my show to talk about that new release, and they couldn't do it. They said maybe in the summer, which I understand. Having a new baby, especially your first one, you're kind of like freaking out about it a little bit. I get it. All right, this Quantum Kilty is really nice. The sherry is pronounced, but it still has a backbone of Jim Turner. That one's over. I'm sorry. I'm fixing to do another one though. So hold on. I'm actually going to start it right now. What did I say? All right. So let me share screen, add to stage. Hashtag thanks. And this is just my way of saying thank you to all the people that came on this live stream. And no, it's all good. It's all good, Jim. You're good. And so this is going to be a 5 sample pack of some cool stuff. One of them will be the Garrison Brothers Bottled and Bond. The other one will be the Samuel Maverick from Maverick Distilling, the Rodeo Edition. And then I'm thinking possibly a Driftless Glen chill filtered pick pour. That's a rye whiskey. And then one of my 1,000 samples that I have for people up there. I do have a 2-ounce sample of 2 Stacks grain whiskey as well. But I think we'll save that for something else. I have everything from Boulder Spirits to the brand new Found North Peregrine. That one will go in there for sure. Cedar Ridge. What else? Dad's Hat. Lost Lantern, we just talked about. Still Austin. That's a very special Still Austin. Hand pulled. And then I have some other really cool things to go to. All right, so let's talk about, what was I going to talk about? There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, let's talk about how Irish whiskey gets a bad rap, right? Irish whiskey has always been kind of like Scotch's stepbrother, right? It's never really had a place, if that makes sense. It's never really had a sense of place either. And for the longest time, especially after like the 90s, there was like one distillery in Ireland still open. And that was Middleton, of course. And it's just, so now there's beginning to be, and Stacy with 4 Leaf Whiskey could talk about this better than I can. I know a little bit about a lot of whiskey, not a whole lot about one specific whiskey, right? So there's been kind of a resurgence of Irish whiskey in the world right now, with brands like everybody from Natterjack to 2 Stacks to Killoween, right? And I just had Killoween on my show, and actually just released yesterday a interview that I did with Andrew Healy, who is the brand ambassador for both 2 Stacks and Killoween. I wanted to do it right around this time so that, you can get your fill of an Irish man talking, right? It was a great conversation. We went on for almost 2 hours. Yeah. So go check that out. It's on YouTube as well. So go check it out if you have the time. But we talked about the whiskey market, and we talked about how people don't really look to Irish. Kind of like Tom Bike was saying earlier, he doesn't really go towards Irish very much. Well, there's an Irish whiskey out there, or there's a couple of Irish whiskey brands out there that are just doing really cool stuff. And they're changing the way that Irish whiskey is looked at, and how that it can be very complex, and it can have mixed mash bills. Most people think of Irish whiskey either as single pot still or it's just, Irish whiskey, right? A blend of Irish whiskeys, right? So you're thinking Jameson, or you're thinking it's either Jameson or Redbreast, right? That's what most people think. But there's so much other Irish whiskey out there that you can go and find. Now you might have to look, because they are smaller distilleries, but they are also really, really well done. One of them is actually sitting right back there. Review for this particular bottle is coming out on St. Patrick's Day, on Tuesday. And it is the Killoween Sagaland Batch 4, which is a mixed mash bill of malted barley, unmalted barley, oats, wheat, and rye. Yeah, all of those things in a whiskey, in an Irish whiskey. And it was stored in a peated cask and finished with Madeira. So there's a lot going on, and it's very complex, and it's very different, and direct fire pot still. So again, a lot there. So if you're into that, check out that video. It comes out on Tuesday. But I will say that with Irish whiskey and people not really wanting to give it I hate to say the time of day, but thank you, Jeff, for hanging out with us. It's because it's always had that type of, Irish coffee or, what Jameson and soda, right? It's never really been one of those sipper type whiskeys. And there's some, Middleton has some really good, very rare, blah, blah, blah things that they do. And Jameson is trying to do that with their 18-year and like a lot of these other bottlings. But guess what? They're not pushing the bar, we'll just say. And the ones that were pushing the bar and trying to do things different, people didn't really respond to them like they should have. Like with Waterford, they were trying, and I know Marshall, if you're still in the chat, I know you're going to yell at me, but with Waterford, they were using like single field distillation, right? They knew where the grain was coming from. They knew what to do with it. Their marketing scheme and all the things around that sucked so bad. And the whiskey needed a lot more time, and it was grassy and vegetal and stuff like that. So yeah, it didn't really play to people's palates very well either. And it was expensive. So that's the other thing. But there's a lot of whiskeys out there. And then, Middleton did their Methods of Madness, right? Where they would put it in unique casks and do all that. Well, it was great. And then they just kind of stopped doing it, Their experimental things just kind of went to the wayside because they were too busy making the stock OB whiskey, right? Which is fine. Everybody needs a shelfer, right? Because if you look at the whiskey market right now and the whiskey shelves, if you've ever been to a liquor store, there's no room. There is no room for an extra SKU, right? There is no room for one. It has to be different, unique, and better than its counterpart for me to put it on the shelf. Does that make sense? So it's like, it makes it very difficult for you to do that because, like with Clonakilty, for instance, this Clonakilty, this is a single barrel, obviously, but like this, if you were to just see this on the shelf, you'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Private barrel, whatever. The price, the proof point is pretty nice. But I think this was like a $75 bottle, which for me, that's fine. I would gladly pay that, but it's not, the flavors on it are really good. But if you don't know this brand, then you don't know, right? You don't know what you're going to do. And that's one of the things that I want to do is kind of help people understand these brands that they maybe haven't heard of. Now, Clonakilty is getting a big following as well as Killoween and Two Stacks and all of these other ones. But even places like, even bottles like Powers, right? Where this has been around for a long time. It used to be the premium Irish whiskey. Most people don't pick this up just because they're like, I don't know what that is. They know what Jameson is, right? Cheers, Bourbon School. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm ranting about Irish whiskey. So in a good way. So I think if we supported Irish a little bit more, then they would be able to come through and create better, more unique and different products for us. Now that's up to the consumer though. And I will tell you, this is funny. This is a funny story. And then we'll move on to our next pour. And then we'll do our final duck race. This is, if you do the hashtag thanks, you'll get a 5-pour sample of, I have the Garrison Brothers Bottle and Bond. I have Samuel Maverick Rodeo. I have a whole bunch of other samples that I'm going to throw in there, depending upon who wins. So it's going to be kind of catered to you, which one you could win. So that, I think that's pretty fun. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, if we support these brands, they'll be able to make unique and different things. So that, just saying that. So on the final dredges of the Clonakilty Sherry O'More, it is a little punchy on the nose. Like the ethanol is a little high. and it's been in the bottle for 6 months, 8 months at least. So it could have oxidized a little bit, but the ethanol is still there. But this is Irish whiskey, so it does have some grain whiskey in it, distilled higher than 160. All the things. So it could have that metallic note to it as well. So, guys, make sure you're drinking water. I know we're pre-gaming here. We got a long night ahead of us because both Wade and Doc are going live tonight. And it's going to be a long night. And it's Sunday. And a lot of us got to work in the morning. And anyway. So I had a story that I was going to tell you, and then I forgot it. Oh, yes. So Friday night, me and my family, we went out to dinner. My wife's had some health issues with gallbladder. Anyway, long story. It's not a big deal. Well, it is, but anyway, so we wanted to go out to eat, and they said that she could have sushi. And so there's a new sushi place here in town. And so we went and, sat down, got all the things. And we were sitting close to the bar. The bar kind of wraps around the middle of this here restaurant. And so we're sitting over here and we're just, having our appetizer or whatever. And I overhear this guy. He's very boisterous in his voice, right? I overhear this guy say, "Oh, yeah, you like whiskey?" He was talking to somebody else, not talking to me. And they were talking back and forth. Yeah, me as well. Sorry to I'm going to talk about this. Looking forward to the Corbin Cash pick. Corbin Cash is doing some absolutely fantastic stuff with rye whiskey, especially. So y'all make sure if you're on the Patreon for Bourbon School, go pick that up. Anyway, so we're sitting there and I overhear this guy, and this is 95% of the world out there, the whiskey world, right? Not us, not the ones in the chat, not the ones that are, going to be in the chat later on, right? It is the other people, right? I hate to say it like that. He went through the whole spiel of trying to explain these people what the difference between Irish whiskey and bourbon was. And I almost said something, but obviously I don't care. Let the man be stupid. It's fine. But he basically said, in not so many words, he basically said that Irish whiskey is different because it's made in Ireland. And that is true. I mean, he's not wrong there, but he said it's basically the same thing as bourbon. That is not true. And he goes, and bourbon back in the day was only made in Kentucky. And although that's partially true, right? That is partially true. Back in the beginning, it was Kentucky dominant, right? But there was people in Pennsylvania and Maryland and all of those other states making bourbon, quote unquote, bourbon whiskey as well. So, and then now it's nationwide. Every state has a bourbon distillery. So he was saying, well, it has to be at least 51% corn. The rest of it really doesn't matter. Like, well, he's getting some of his facts right, obviously, but some of his other facts are way wrong. And of course, he was probably tooted. He was drinking wine, whatever. It doesn't matter. But it also, like, for us as whiskey people, we need to understand that, like, that's how most people think about whiskey. I like whiskey. I drink Jim Beam all the time. I'm not poo-pooing Jim Beam at all, but they're like, I like whiskey. I drink Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 with Coke all the time. Okay. And there's those people out there, and that's fine. And drink the whiskey the way you want to drink it, whatever whiskey you want. I get it. But if you're going to talk about whiskey, and if you're going to be, talking to other people about it, at least know your facts. And I feel like today, and this is my rant number 2, right? I feel like in today's society, everybody voices their opinion. It's just that. It is your opinion. A lot of it does not have fact behind it. You can see that with a lot of the, Instagram, TikTok-y people, not just in whiskey, in world, right? They're spouting what they want to spout. And people are like, yep, he's right. I knew it. I knew the aliens were coming. Yep. Okay. So that's just part of the thing, right? That is the world we live in now, to where people have this instant gratification on their phones, on their computers, to where if you don't email me back in 20 minutes, I get pissed off, right? So it's one of these things that people don't want to do the actual research, and they don't want to go through and be like, no, AI is wrong. Yeah. Psych man, you probably know all about that. Psych man's a psychologist, and so like if they're spouting what they're spouting, whatever they're spouting, like saying that, Irish whiskey is basically bourbon. It's not, obviously. It's not bourbon. Now, they can use a mixed mash bill, but it would only be considered whiskey. It's not, it's not one of those things where it's bourbon, right? Because they were actually trying to get them to legally change Powers, which we had down below. Powers actually has a rye whiskey, and the U.S. government was trying to fine them for having said rye whiskey on the label, because they said rye whiskey is made in America. And that is not true, because Canada is one of the biggest suppliers of rye whiskey, right? I mean, think about Whistle Pig, think about Larrikin, think about all of these other places. They are getting their rye whiskey from Canada. Barrel, all of these other people, they're getting their freaking Treaty Oak here in Texas. So it's one of those things you have to, if you're going to say something on a screen, you better damn well know what you're talking about. Now, I will be the first to say I have said things wrong, right? I have been misinformed from some of the people that have told me the thing, right? Because information is just that. It's passed down information from somebody that's smarter than you are, right? Which, that's fine. Well, that is another thing, Michael. The aliens looked around here. There's not much intelligent life, and you were totally right. Common sense has gone out the window. Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead and run this. We have 10 entries in. I'm going to go over, and this is for a 5-pack sample of two of the samples will be Garrison Brothers Bottled and Bond. It just came out. And Samuel Maverick Rodeo Edition, which is a double-barreled bourbon, 4.5 years old, double-barreled. I have a video for those coming out very soon. Both of those whiskeys coming out very soon. They're both fantastic Texas whiskeys. So if you want, and then there'll be a bunch of other things catered to whoever's going to win this. So if it's, let's say it's Brian from Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast, it could be more bourbon centric. But if it's somebody like Dave V, I might send him a couple scotches. Who knows? So y'all get prepared and let's go. Let's see who wins. Okay. Doc, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm going to rerun that. Dave V, you're not a Scotch guy? Huh, that's strange. Okay. Doc, I don't know how you feel about this, but I am going to rerun that because you already won the first one. If you're okay with that, let me know, Doc, if you're still in the chat. I know you're getting ready for you. While we're doing that, I do have a couple more Venmos. So all right. Thank y'all very much for all that. All right. No, Doc does not need more. He's trying to hawk his own whiskey. I'm actually going to go up to his I'm going back up to find his post that he did, because he has 2 barrel picks that are out right now. And if you pick those up, you are in a drawing to win either a Stag, an Eagle Rare 12, or a Thomas H. Handy 2025. So the link, it's on Doc's channel as well. Oh, that's the link for his live. I'm sorry. Here is the Google link. And you can pick up 1 bottle. You can pick up 2. If you bundle them, you actually get 20 entries into the winning. So let's do that. There we go. Yeah. Empire Rise. Yeah. You're right. There's a lot of really cool rye whiskeys out there. Okay, I am going to rerun this. I know Doc won't care. I'm going to send him these samples anyway, so he won't care. I am going to draw again. And if he wins again, obviously that's a thing. All right, Jim Turner. I'm going to write this down. All right. So Jim Turner, what I need you to do, I forgot my mouse is not working. What I need you to do, Jim, is I need you to email me. I have a new email as well, offtopicwhiskey with an E at gmail.com. Shoot me an email and I will get your address and hand deliver these to you. So offtopicwhiskey at gmail.com. I think that, sweet. Yeah, exactly. And also Jim, in that email, please let me know what type of whiskey you're into, so that I can kind of cater it around you. Obviously you're going to get the Garrison Brothers and the Samuel Maverick, but kind of let me know if you're into American single malts or rye whiskeys or I have an Australian single malt finished in a wine cask right here. Please do, guys, go pick up Doc's picks. They are absolutely fantastic. I don't have my video for that uploaded and we're running out of time. So I'm going to do my final pour, and this is going to be the last pour that I do, and then I'm going to get out of here. Then we'll do the duck race as well. So the last pour that I'm doing is a 22-year-old single malt coming out of 2 stacks. And yes, it is a dram in a can. So I will have to put this into a sample bottle tonight. Let me get this off the screen. Congrats, Jim, again. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, don't get into anything else because you're not going to win. So this is finished in second use bourbon barrels. So I'm gonna can open. That was weak, but I don't know how else to do it. All right, let's pour a little bit in here. And then I will pour the rest of this. I guess it's Doc. I will pour the rest of this in a 2-ounce sample for you. I did actually pour a little bit more because there's I think it's just a 50 mil. Oh, 100 mil. It's 100 mil. So well over 2 ounces. So you'll have plenty, Doc. So this, obviously it's a single malt. So it's 100% malt, pot distilled, because if it's single malt, it has to be pot distilled, right? Let me take that off the banner and put the other banner. If you guys want to get free swag, well, not free because you're paying for Patreon, patreon.com/offtopicwhiskey. Please make sure that you're following, like, and subscribe. And we already did those. I want to thank my sponsors. I do have sponsors. If you guys like barrels, like the one right above my head, to age whiskey in, Bad Motivator Barrels, there's an affiliate link. And my buddy, Zach Smith over at Z Smith Whiskey and Mixology, they have been supporting me for a number of years. They're great people. So there you go. Every $5 donation gets you a chance to win the bottle. Brian from Buffalo Bourbon's like, no, I'm going to win this time. And I did, Tom Black, I did get yours. So everybody's in so far. All right, I'm going to go on a sip on this. This one is, what did I say? 50 54% alcohol. So it's not super hot, but it's not tame either. Cheers. Wow. Oh, that's fruity. Lord, that is so fruity. Ooh, that is like, it's almost like it's finished. It is like my wife makes this salad and it has like these glazed pears in it, or these pears with like a sauce. It is so good. And like walnuts and all this other stuff. It is so good. And it tastes like those pears. But pear is a very light flavor, right? So, and able to do that, you're like, holy crap. Wow. Doc, I think you're going to love this one. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do it. I'm not done yet. I want to get that out of the way before I forget. So I'm going to, let's see, at 5:45, I'm going to run the duck race. So you have 4 more minutes to get your donations in for the bottle of Clonakilty finished in a Garrison Brothers Balmoral cask. So it's Texas meets Irish, and that's what I'm doing today. So, and also a Glencairn, a brand new off-topic whiskey, Glencairn, which it's a Glencairn on a Glencairn. Who does that besides me? Man, this, I mean, obviously when you get 22 years in a barrel and, man, there's a lot of complexity on the nose. It is vanilla, cream soda. It's very light. Everything is very light. There's a little bit of citrus on it. I would say like lemon peel, not lime. It's not as tart as lime. Lemon zest, maybe like a lemon zest cookie. And then on the taste, it is pears. Maybe even, have you ever, okay, so as a whiskey dude, everybody says it tastes like dried apricot. It tastes like this. So I go out and I pick up said things that people are talking about. And I'm like, have you ever had a dried apricot? They're a little tart. And I'm kind of getting that on the taste. So I would say dried apricot. And if you haven't done that, they have nosing kits that you can buy to kind of enhance your palate. Everything from black pepper to Madagascar vanilla. And it's like these little kits that you can get. I know that Bourbon Pursuit kind of pushed them for a second. But anyway, I digress. That's a whole nother show. But it is so cool to like kind of enhance your palate. And one of the things that I love to do, and I know a lot of you guys are into bourbon and that's fine. I love a good bourbon. Obviously that Garrison Brothers, when I did a video for it yesterday, it really sung to me. It was really hitting. And I've always in the past, I've kind of poo-pooed Garrison Brothers because it's hot, it's fiery, it's this, that one. I don't know. There's something about it. It's really nice. So I like a good bourbon. Don't get me wrong, but I think if we develop our palate a little more, try some Irish whiskey, try the delicacy of an Irish whiskey and just sit with it. I don't care if it's 40%. I don't care if it's 65%, right? Sit with it, add a little water to it. Here's the thing, like whiskey is not a big deal, right? At all, but you can make it a big deal. You can have a whole whiskey night just by yourself, pouring one sample of this, putting water in it, reducing it down quite a bit, getting another sample, doing side by sides. Your wife might think you're crazy, but she does anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, I say all that to say this. We have 1 more minute for the donation for the bottle giveaway. If you want to get in on it, Venmo to down below. And those of you who are listening to this afterwards, you can't do that. If you Venmo me, I'm going to take your money and that's it. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, this has been a blast. Make sure you stay tuned. Doc's coming on in like 15 minutes. So make sure you go over to Doc's. And then right after that, I don't know if he'll be fully done yet, but Wade with Bourbon Hall is going live as well. So we're going to have a long night ahead of us. Make sure you drink water. right? Make sure you're drinking water because the whiskey will sneak up on you. Even if you're having small pours, if you have quite a few of them, it'll sneak up on you. Take the money and run. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. All right. We are going to run this thing. Let me see. I'm going to remove this one. And you'll have to excuse me because I do not pay for where. Yeah, stop screen. Okay. Sorry. Share screen. Let's do duckrace. Share. All right. I have 39 entries. Let's go. We are going to do, what is today? Oh, we're not going to do that much. We're going to do 1, 1, 0. And then we're going to set. We are going to turn this off all the way down. Turn this off. We're going to shuffle 1, 2, 3 times. Can you see me? Okay. I'm just making sure you can see me. Yeah, I bet, Brian, I bet. Filming Friday and yesterday, your liver needs a break. I get it. All right, so we got a minute 10. Are y'all ready? Let's go. Congratulations to the winners. Y'all make sure you press those hearts. Press those hearts. Supposedly it makes you go faster. And if you see strange names in here that weren't in the live, they are part of the Patreon. Patreon.com/offtopic-whiskey. Depending upon your tier, gives you that many ducks. So the higher tiers get more ducks. It's very self-explanatory. And I possibly have spelled psych wrong. I did. So PSCHY is psych man. So I'm an idiot. I mean, I spelled it right earlier. My mouse died. It turned into a thing. I'm sorry. All right. 20 seconds left, guys. 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. 10. Let's see who wins. Uh-oh. PDP is Poor Decisions pairing. Is he going to win it? He is. Wow. Congratulations, Poor Decisions pairing. All right. Hold on, Jim. Jim, did you donate to the Venmo? Did you donate to the Venmo? Just let me know. And if you did, and if it's not coming through, we will. Let me see if you did. I don't have you in the Venmo, but just let me know if you did. Yeah, disqualify for steroids. Yeah, that'd be all of them. The only Venmos that I got were from Poor Decisions Pairing, Doc, Dave V, Marshall Undisclosed, Buffalo Bourbon, Psych Man, and Tom Black. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a dummy. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all. Nope, hold on. Look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Let's get that off the screen too. Good Lord. All right. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, doing all the things. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a little bit of fun pre-game before the big game comes on. I'm slowly ticking up in viewers and listeners, both on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. It's been great. And ever since the name change, I've seen um, upticks in everything. So I think the name change was a great thing for me, and I'm able to talk about what I want. And I don't get shoehorned into a certain thing, right? So I can't thank you all enough for hanging out with me and sticking with me. And I hope this was enjoyable because it was for me. And Brandon, I will get this bottle to you. I actually have a sample pack headed your way anyway, so I will make sure to get this bottle in there sometime next week. Tomorrow night, I am going to WWE Raw. That's right, in San Antonio, Texas. I am going, and guess what day it is? It is 3/16. And I'm not a wrestling fan, but I know that Stone Cold Steve Austin lives in San Antonio, and his thing is Austin 3/16. So I'm hoping he shows up and we can open a can of whoop ass. So y'all be good. Head over to Doc's right now. Get in there early. We're doing some couples therapy, so to speak. So if you enjoy that, go head on over there. Make sure you pick up Doc's barrels, his pick. There'll be a pinned link down below. Go check his channel. He's got all the things. So please go help him out. He's trying to get these, and they are absolutely fantastic whiskeys. So y'all be good. And make sure you drink water. Absolutely. Doc, and then Bourbon Hall. Sorry, Tom Black. Y'all be good. Make sure you drink water. And until next time, be blessed. Peace out.